We are rolling down the damn road here in some crazy part of Nebraska. And it is actually kind of cool today. Luckily, earlier it was not. Luckily, right now we're looking at 75, so we can roll the windows up. Earlier, though, it was like 80. Got a little sunburn going on, which is good. When I burn, I tan, so I like that a lot. But we are heading down the road, waiting for some people to come in. World Outlaws raining out. He also had, I believe Knoxville's rained out by now. At least that's what I thought was going to happen, was that place rain out. But if it does, it doesn't matter. We're going to some 360 race car action, sprint car in particular. And that is at Norfolk. I believe that's how they say the dang name of the track, Norfolk, and it's Off-Road Speedway. So Off-Road Speedway is where we're headed right now. If you want to contribute to the trip, little sign on the screen to do so. But let's talk about over the weekend, at least last night's racing action. You know, I watched Williams Grove, and, you know, I was on the edge of going to Williams Grove or not, and I ended up not going, had some vehicle issues. Luckily, we have fixed the vehicle at this point. Fixed it yesterday, I believe. Yesterday. And I really feel like I did not miss out on a lot by not going to Williams Grove. I mean, the racing, I mean, it was okay for 4th or 5th there for a couple laps. Very surprising that some of the PA drivers that are used to being up front didn't make the show on Friday night. But at the same time, that's the type of racing that Williams Grove produces sometimes. And I'll tell you what, I switched right on over to Flow to catch the All-Star races. Not because, you know, I've made it clear. I think that, you know, when I'm watching All-Stars, it's just a step down as far as the level. It's a Class B series. That's kind of what it is. If you're a Class A driver in a Class B series, you do some Class A shit. But it was at Jacksonville Speedway, which does not have a World Outlaw date this year, I don't believe. And that is sad in itself. That is sad in itself. And we can see the comments. I see Seymour Butts, Williams Grove, the comments there. But Jacksonville, 5th Mile, one of the most action-packed racetracks in the country. I see Andrew saying High Limit will be at Eagle on June 6th. Yes, that's going to be an amazing race. That's one I don't want to miss, but I might go West Coast. I don't know just yet. Schedule's kind of up in the air. There is some West Coast racing going on at that same time. But the racing at Jacksonville was just so much better because it was a quarter mile. I mean, quarter mile, 5th mile, short track sprint car racing is just damn good. And I'm starting to think it has to do with the speeds. You know, how much does that wing become enabled or disabled based on the speeds of the track? That's why when the track slicks off, I also think that the racing gets better because the speeds come down and the force of the wing isn't playing as much. Even though it is slick, obviously bigger tracks is going to play. But even on a quarter mile, if it's hooked up and very fast, it's hard to make some passing action sometimes just because that clean air matters so much. And you said when Brad Sweet didn't get touched, never got to lap traffic really. It hurt the race overall, I think. But that's what you get on the tracks. I'm a short track guy, whether that's late models or sprint cars. I think sprint car racing, though, in particular, is more grander, whatever kind of word of excitement you want to use, is just that much damn better on a quarter mile short track. 3rd mile, you get to 3/8 in, hit or miss. A BAP size track, maybe 4/10. Obviously, there's not. 4/10 is technically incorrect in your mind. I was told this by the Darren from Knoxville, and it's true. He was getting mad at Johnny Gibson in previous years, and now he notices that he doesn't say 4/10 of a mile anymore. I think Gibson probably does say that because it's almost a catchphrase for the dirt fans to call a track that is slightly shorter than a half mile a 4/10 mile. But a 4/10 is not a technical measurement. It would be 2/5. That's just basic math at the end of the day. 2/5 is a 4/10. You cannot call something 4/10. That's like calling a half mile a 6/12. You know, it's not true. It's not what can it's not a proper measurement. So, regardless, that's the situation I think that's making a big difference with the racing action we saw at Williams Grove versus Jacksonville. Obviously, if you have the Outlaws at Jacksonville, Hunter Schuerberg more than likely might be racing for a B main. You looked at the qualifying times last night. I was at Jacksonville when they were doing 9-second laps. Quick time last night was a 10.2 with the All-Stars. But once again, that's quick time with the Class B series. And when a Class A series is there, it's just a whole nother level. I still stand firm on that. But there is still talent abroad. Most of the time in those Class A series with the Outlaws, you only have to really deal with 4, 5, 6 guys, because those are the guys who are Class A drivers in Class A cars. And there's a lot of Class A drivers in Class B, C, and even D cars out there racing right now in the dirt track world. So it's hard to judge talent, but there is a Class A series called the World Outlaws, and everything else is just behind it, because they're able to match that Class A operation with those Class A drivers, and just that's a deadly combination to beat. It's going to be hard to beat something like that. But once again, we are heading out to Off-Road Speedway. I've never been there. It's in the rolling hills of Nebraska. Let me put this thing down real quick. Let me see. Can we flip it around real quick? The rolling hills of Nebraska. As you can see there's the dash cam. That could be the new dash cam for when we go out west. I was contacting a track out in Idaho. I saw some pretty nice pictures from a dirt track out there that just got reopened, and they are actually getting their season underway, and it might go and make a trip out there. Might have to go to the West Coast. And speaking of West Coast, that was, in my opinion, the 1A show. That NARC show last night, Buddy Kofoid was 5th, but he was logistically 6th or 7th. James McFadden was leading, but Corey Day came up there and blew his damn doors off. Great racing action for 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I mean, it was just all over the damn racetrack. And the fields out on the West Coast, it's an island. It's an island out there on the West Coast, and it's tough. And that series in itself, potentially, or at least what I'm seeing, is a step above the All-Star Series. I would say that the NARC Series on the West Coast is a higher class of competition. Buddy Kofoid was driving for Dennis Roth Motorsports, in a team car with McFadden. They both had their cars out there. Just answering the question there. But I believe that NARC, the sprint cars, 410 sprint car series of the West Coast, is potentially, I'm not even going to say potentially, I believe it is a higher level of sprint car competition. If I was to rank 1, 2, 3, honestly, from what I've been seeing, I would rank Outlaws number 1, obviously, and then number 2 would be the NARC series of the West Coast. 3rd would I guess have to be All-Stars. I mean, I'm sure IRA would want to argue that, but I mean, it just is. All-Stars, they stay in a very highly competitive area and competitive region for sprint car racing in PA and Ohio and those great tracks. I would like to see some of those PA, Ohio guys come out to the West Coast. I know there's been some showings at the Trophy Cup, but can't we get like Peter Murphy or somebody over there, Roth, or any of these guys on the West Coast to put on like a PA challenge? Like when the Outlaws come to do their swing or any event really in NARC or World Outlaw sanctioned event. If you're a PA or Ohio race car driver not on the World Outlaw Sprint Car Series, and I guess you could say not on All-Stars, but if you're a regular PA Ohio guy, maybe even do the All-Stars, and you finish within the top 5 at any World of Outlaw event on the West Coast when they do their swing, it's like an extra $10,000 or $20,000. Heck, you could do 50. because I honestly don't think that any guy over there in Pennsylvania or Ohio could go over to the West Coast in one of those big events and run top 5. I just don't think it's possible. Tyler Courtney, he could go over there and do some damage in the Silva car at Dirt Cup. Obviously, Tyler Courtney, he's not a PA Ohio guy. He's a non-wing sprint car driver. Non-wing sprint car drivers are just a little bit of a different breed, and he was one of the best of them when he got out of it. So it would be cool to see if we could get the PA guys or some local Ohio guys. I think the Ohio guys would have the better shot. But honestly, I almost think it should be like the PA challenge, because the PA scene seems to think that they're just so much better than everybody. It's debate of West Coast to PA between the two. Just do a straight-up PA challenge for any PA driver outside the World of Outlaws like Schaar and Jacob Allen. If you could come over and run top 5 at any of the World Outlaw events when they make their swing, hell, you could even throw Trophy Cup in there, pick a few events. Any PA driver, you come over, run top 5, NARC, whatever, extra $50,000, and make it a $100,000 challenge or something. I mean, you got to pay in these guys now to travel really hard, but make it an extra $100,000, because I just don't think it's possible. I don't think that a weekly regional racer in Pennsylvania, and I know I'm talking to all the big names, could come over and run top 5 over there. Maybe Anthony. I say throw them all in there and let's see what they could do. Throw them all in there. PA challenge at the West Coast marquee events. It'd be interesting to see and get a lot of eyes on it. I almost want to say don't even make it outlaw events. Make it NARC events. Because I'm not sure if any of those guys that I was just listing off there could go run top 5 against NARC at any of those California racetracks. Reopen Calistoga, big giant half mile, okay, I could see it getting done. But if we're going to be talking about on these short tracks or these traditional California speedways, even up in the the Northwest, I just see these West Coast guys on another level. I see them above the All-Stars, and that's just how I see it. That's how I see it. But anyway, we are getting close to closing out. About to be at this Nebraska track off-road speedway. Never been there. It's a surprise. And then tomorrow we will be at Husets. And as I know and everyone knows, Husets is still running tomorrow. They've had a lot of rain up there, but Todd Query, one of the best race promoters, has one of the best facilities. I'm sure that they are more than likely going to get that in tomorrow at Husets. So I will be at the Husets Speedway for the season opener, the Mother's Day special tomorrow. Today is my dad's birthday. He's dead. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. My mom is gone as well. So interesting weekend for me. We will see. But I don't know. I may have to go to a West Coast. I see about staying around, high limits and all that. I know I got to be at Eldora for the million. That's a guarantee. I have to be at that. More than likely got to be at the Knoxville Nationals, Husets High Bank Nationals, or Dirt Cup. I want to say Husets. The Chaz. Obviously Husets has the Chaz zone where the beer drinkers, smokers, and outlaws are. We're talking about the top of the stands there at Husets Speedway, the Chaz zone. That's what I'm going to start calling it, at the Husets Speedway. And it's going to be a good time Sunday. And I don't know, do we need to dub that the Chaz zone for the High Banks Nationals? And I'll be up there drinking in it. Well, I don't know about the smoking part. I'm kind of halfway quit smoking. But, I'm just like that old country song. She only smokes when she drinks. That's life. It keeps going on over and over and over. But the Chaz zone at the Husets Speedway might be fun tomorrow. We'll see. I'll be more so on the pit side, I think, though. But come Husets High Banks week, I don't know. What do I do? Dirt Cup or Husets High Banks? That's a hard decision. Hard decision. Of course, NARC has their Northwest little tour swing in Washington. If I was to go to that, do I really leave that area and go to Husets? I mean, that would be a tough call to make. Tough call to make. But we will see. We'll see what's going on. I just wanted to do a bit of a live update. I haven't been able to do too many videos. I might be on the road a little bit more, so we might just be doing these live versions of shows going forward. Also, huge shout out to Tyler Erb and his badass racing suit. You had to have seen it everywhere across the social media. It was hilarious. And he's talking about Texas State and all that. I might be going to the I'm pretty sure I am going to be going down to Texas State next week. Not sure if I'm going to stay around for some racing action because they do have the big Silver Crown race at Belleville, and I would like to attend that event. And the midgets will be on the quarter mile. Should be an interesting show. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We're about to make a turn to the Speedway. And yeah, Off-Road Speedway is right around the corner. Hold on. Do we go ahead and just stay on until we get there? Let's see. It says we'll be there at 4:52. 5 minutes. What's something for 5 minutes that we could discuss? Could we discuss the Idaho racetrack? Man, that place looks badass. Come down to Missouri and check out the track I race at. Which one is that? You got to tell me. We'll do some comments right here. We got any questions? Let's hear them. We only got a few minutes. We can go ahead and just ride up to the track with the live going, I think. I'm not sure. We'll see if the actual it is sweating in here. This car has no AC, by the way. And I've went to a lot of places in it, but no AC. Windows are up right now, and it's 75 degrees. So it's a little sweaty in here, but you know, I look at it as a free sauna. You know, when I was losing weight, which I put a little bit back on, by the way, I've dropped now about 20 pounds. I got to about 310, 315 at one point, but I was down at 200 and went up over the last year and a half, slowly coming back down. But the one thing I think really helped the weight loss was being able to have a free sauna. I was up and down the road in a car with no AC. If you freaking go to a damn or if you drive through, he just mentioned Nevada Speedway, but if you drive through Nevada in a car with no AC, you basically got you a free sauna. That's what you have on your hands. Hold on, I gotta make sure we don't miss this turn up here. Okay, quarter mile. I can picture a quarter mile because that's the track we're going. 0.2, 16 360s at off-road. That's a lower count than I thought we would see, unfortunately. You know, a lot of tracks rained out. Knoxville canceled. They waited a little late, and I think they did that so that guys who, you know, may race there have to stay there and race there. Kind of an exclusivity without actually saying it. But that may be something I could talk about. I was in Iowa, or am kind of based around the Iowa region right now, and there was a Knoxville Raceway commercial that came on, and it had, you know, come to the races this Saturday, but it had video of the Outlaws, and I was turning to my friend, and I was like, what the heck? They can go to see no Outlaws if they come there. It was like Gravel was on the screen, Shots was on the screen, a bunch of different guys from the Outlaws. It was basically Knoxville Nationals highlights. And basically he was like, well, they don't really care, it's just about sprint cars and all that. Hold on, we're actually, maybe we'll show our arrival to the track here. Maybe, or did I go the wrong way? Off-Road Ranch, I guess that's what it's called. They even got like an actual tourist attracted sign. But my point is the guy was like, oh, well, they're just trying to promote the track and get people to the track to watch sprint cars. Those out there who want to get fans to the track. Now, Knoxville's different. They've turned themselves into a destination spot. So their selling point is the track. But when you're not a track like that, and you want to attract people to come out, when you say, come to so-and-so Speedway to watch sprint cars, you are like a music venue. You're like AT&T. Come to AT&T Stadium to see guitars and drums. People don't come to see guitars and drums. Now, the person said, well, they don't even know who David Gravel is. That's a problem. They don't know who Donnie Shots is. That's a problem. And for you local tracks out there, your better bet is to create stars at your facility. You know, not promoting the instruments that they play. You know, and when people come out, that's why Kyle Larson and all these people bring out so many, you know, the NASCAR stars, Tony Stewart, they brought out so many people because there was a star, there was a performer that they wanted to see, that they wanted to watch. And that's what sells. So I would say to all the local tracks, you got you a good local regional racing situation, you want to promote it, start with promoting the drivers themselves, the actual drivers. Get rid of, who cares if it's your track? I mean, obviously mention your track, but work on building stars racing at your track every week that people want to come out and see. All right, so I guess this is it. This is the weirdest track I've ever pulled into, guys. Hold on, watch this. So it looks like it's an RV park to start. Look at this. This is a little different. I haven't experienced this before. So this is how, if you come to the off-road speedway, this is how it actually looks. It looks like you start off with an RV park. Maybe I went to the wrong area, but it said next left off-road. So you got like a little RV park. This would actually work out well for race teams. Looks like they got full hookups for camping. Not only outside the gate, it looks like you come in here to the gate and there's a bar to the left. So bar to the left, and I guess this is the parking lot. I'm not sure. It says welcome to Outlaw Speedway. Huh. What we got here, bull? So I mean, I guess this is parking. Oh, the track's way over there. You can almost see it. Track is way over there. And it's supposed to be a quarter mile, which I like that, but I guess this is the parking lot of some kind. This is like a bar they got over here. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to follow some people. Oh, where's the... I don't even see the pit shack. I don't even know where I'm going right now. Where's the pit shack? Oh, pit passes are over here. Okay. I guess we could do a little tour like if we were a fan. So look out for the ground. It is extremely saturated. It's a miracle that this place is truly even racing. But at the same time, it is, you know, you got to give credit where credit is due for them to be able to pull this off. Yeah, I may not want to go out in the grass with this old little car, but, oh, well, we may be having to. I mean, look at that. You want to go four-wheeling? But anyway, so that's the little off-road speedway. Obviously can't see the track from this perspective, but that's it. So we're here tonight, going to be doing some stuff with Brant O'Banion, doing some GoPros. You may see those on the channel here soon. Brant O'Banion actually has some merchandise on the longlivethechaz.com website, and also those Just Bend It shirts, man. I'm telling you, I really like them. And you should go over there and check them out. A whole new kind of style. I might be making more shirts like that. I think that was a cool way of doing that shirt. But anyways, hopefully everybody enjoyed the talk. Send some super chats if you want to, or join the membership here on the channel. We'll try to be getting a little bit more active, a little bit more travel-based content out for the rest of the year. No, not too many more times we're just going to be sitting, you know, talking. If we do sit and talk, it'll be something like this where we're on the road going down to another track. Double X Speedway tomorrow at California, Missouri. Unfortunately, I am planning to go, or set up and am ready to go to Husets. So that is what cards are in my book. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and we will catch y'all next time. Be sure to subscribe. Bye.